Jolly Fit. So, before we start, just want to let everybody know there's going to be a chance to win some really cool prizes. As y'all know, we have Mixtape Leagues launching, and we're going to be giving away some free track packs today. So make sure y'all stay for the fun. It's definitely good to see everybody in the mix playing music from YouTube should be a crime in Gala Discord. No, I'll play some Gala music for sure. I usually do, but there's some cool songs I've been listening to that I wanted to share with y'all. But that's a good point, Jolly Fit. So once again, it's good to see everybody. Um, there's a just like some good things happening in the mix and a lot to go through today. Today's going to be a lot of information, especially those who have not been following along and not really heard about mixtape leagues and the new feature we have coming. So this should be a good level set for people to understand the strategic direction that we plan to go in today. So I see more people coming in. It's good to see y'all. Good to see Caltoon. I haven't seen you in a bit. Spicy Cabbage, Jeff Saylor. So once again, my name is Jaehoon, and I am the community manager for Gala Music. But at Gala, there's multiple roles we play as a team. So I'm also a strategist for the company. Uh, and yeah, we're gonna have a good time today. So let's just start it off, y'all. Thank you everybody for coming once again. And one thing that as we ramp up with once Mixtape League starts, we're going to be having more community sessions where we talk, where we kind of like all talk. I've been talking to actually President Mao, and I know that there was some type of like roundtable that happened back then, and I think that would be really important because once Mixtape League start, it's going to start a lot of other conversations because you can think of Mixtape Leagues as almost identity and foundation, big picture item that we're really planning to implement. And there's still a lot to address in terms of the tokenomics and just a lot of different uh, things to talk through with the community as we head forward. So I'm going to be looking forward to those conversations. What's up, Meta O's? I see you doing those emojis. So let's start it off first. Oh wait, let me screen record this so people can see what's good. Okay, cool. Screen recording. Okay, so once again, I am screen recording now. I just said some comments earlier, but I just gave an introduction to who I am. I am Jaehoon once again, and we are going to dive into a session regarding Mixtape Leagues, our upcoming feature. So appreciate everybody once again for joining in on the fun. Now let's get to it. The first thing that I wanted to break down is the purpose of Mixtape Leagues before we head into this. Now, to those who have been following along, we've been having a lot of conversations around the purpose. So, this might be old news to you, but to anyone new, this will kind of help break down why this is something that's really exciting that's happening. Now, Mixtape Leagues is a new feature that's coming onto our platform where you'll be able to level up tracks, compete with others in thematic competitions. And I have some pictures to show y'all later so you can really see the vibe of what we're planning to bring to the table. But the main purposes is one thing we've noticed with our current product is we don't have necessarily a good hook or something to really retain users um for the platform. So one of the great things about Mixtape Leagues is it'll make it much more sharper for a new user to join. Since listening to music is a hard funnel, people are already kind of used to Spotify, and it's already too convenient for users to change streaming services. So other companies have tried that, like Tidal and whatnot. So it feels like a losing battle to try to compete with that. So that's why we're creating a game around collecting tracks. So people will now have a lower price point. It'll cost $1 to get a track pack and essentially jump in the game. It'll make it easier for artists to onboard their fans as well. But this will be an iterative process because one, we all know during the playtest, a lot of the community members here had fun and it was really exciting. Just the competitive element and the thing to like, I was pretty confident that this community would really love the feature because you guys are already so passionate about tracks. But it's still yet to be said on terms of how music fans, super fans, will and people who are not necessarily into the Web3 ecosystem or into the Gala ecosystem, how they'll translate. So it's going to be an iterative process throughout this. The second thing that second purpose of mixtape leagues is it'll add more utility to the music token. So we'll have good concepts to kind of promote with this feature, right? Like level up tracks with music, giving exclusive benefits for music in this system. And as we're making headlines with bigger artists, we can make it much more clear visually in terms of this new feature. It feels like a lot of other Web3 products have gone down a similar road where hey, come listen to a decentralized service, but we have something more special, a game that's actually engaging and that you can do a whole bunch of cool things with music with. So it'll help elevate our pitch essentially to Web3 users. So Jolly Fit, great question. Let me kind of go through more of kind of like these points, and then we'll address. I'll leave the AMA for after this, so then we can kind of get through all of the talking points I have. The third one is it'll give the platform an identity. So there's too much random things happening on the platform, and if a user comes to the platform and they have a bunch of different choices to make, it's harder for them to kind of go deeper into the funnel. We need to make it very easy, like what the choice is right when they come into the platform. We need to like really think through, like, hey, once they jump in the platform, creating a concise user journey for them to be able to onboard much more easier. You go to a store and you get 20 different drink choices. It's going to be much more harder to make a decision. So that's another great thing that's Mixtape Leads is going to do. And the last is it's going to make it fun and engaging for current track owners. And we're also going to give a lot of cool things to those who have supported the ecosystem early. So, BT Orb owners, Stashbox owners, Node owners, everyone's getting something special once we launch Mixtape Leagues and around that period. So really looking forward to that. Now, some of the metrics that we've found with Mixtape Leagues that was really interesting to see during our playtest, as y'all saw with the announcement I made, is the average daily engagement time right now for Gala Music users is 8 minutes. In the closed beta cohort, it was an hour and 17 minutes. Whatever, Jolly. The average session count was 1.1, and during the closed beta cohort, it was 5.45. The average session length was 4 minutes current, for Gala Music users, and during the playtest was 15 minutes. So that's nearly 10 times more engagement and 5 times more sessions. And we're just getting started, but it was really some interesting data to look at that kind of validated, this direction that we're headed in. Now I'm going to pop open a slideshow so you guys can kind of see the finer details. So let me just share my screen. Okay, can you guys see this? I'm gonna do full screen. What the hell? I'm just gonna, why is it not letting me do full screen? Okay, you guys can see it, right? I feel like it should be fine. Yes, we can see it. Okay, cool. I wanted to make it a little higher, but there's some weird thing happening, but okay. So let's kind of walk through it for anyone who is not a part of the playtest and haven't been able to see it. So one of the cool things after the playtest is the team has been working on a lot of updates. Um, so first of all, we are having a secret kind of internal playtest, and I actually invited a few people who I knew were active and who I knew would respond back, but I only needed just a small amount of people. So but I saw a lot of people found out about it and jumped in. So shout out to y'all who are participating in the playtest and the Mixtape Pioneers. But yeah, so as you guys have seen, we have kind of like a new update, especially with our homepage. So as you can see to the left, um, that's what she said. So as you can see to the left, now there's kind of like a module that showcases just more information around mixtape leagues. And as you see, center stage, which is basically like people can promote tracks and whatnot. So let's just break it all down. This is the homepage. Um, and as you see, you'll be able to kind of like join a battle. We're going to have like a section where people can learn more about the music token. But, as you can see, the app revolves around mixtape leagues. Here you can see how you can kind of put these 5-track. You can't see anything, Maya? I think Jolly Fit can see, so I'll drop this down to later so people can kind of like see all these pictures later as well. So, people will be able to. This is more of an explanation in terms of how you create these 5-tape mixtapes and compete with other people. And you'll also be able to kind of spin this wheel to level up tracks. But another thing too is that as you play, if you see in the left right here, on the screenshot, how it says points, as you play the game, the tracks that you put together will also level up through the game playing. This is kind of like the track pack flow where you can buy a track pack and basically claim 5 tracks. Thank you, Jolly Fit. This is the rewards. So basically, after every week, there's a cycle essentially, and here, where's I had a picture of a leaderboard, but I don't know what happened to it. But so if you see right here, there's a league leaderboard and the division, right? So, and I'm gonna show you in the next slide in terms of the different rewards people are gonna get. But you start in a division called Opening Act, and every week, if you're in the promotion zone, as you see in the screenshot, then you go to the next division. If you don't make the promotion zone, you stay in the same division. And if you're in the demotion zone, then you go down a division. So, if anyone has played Duolingo, it's pretty similar to that. This is what's made things really fun. But this is kind of like the process in terms of the prizes that you'll kind of receive as you play. Now, this is some really cool information for those who have been participating, and anyone else who is kind of watching. So, as you can see right here, what's going to happen, so like I mentioned, right when you start in Opening Act. And as you rise through the ranks, you'll hit bronze 2, and you're like, just from being in that division, you'll get consistent fame and track packs. Now, these rewards we're going to tweak, and as we kind of like, once we launch, I want to get like a good handle of how people feel about the rewards, and a lot of these details we'll kind of talk through. But the key notes here is, once again, just being, so if you're an active player in the game, you'll continuously receive fame and track packs. And another thing is that the first 3 winners of these basically divisions will get higher prizes. If you see right here, platinum, for instance, will get 1 million fame and also $50 worth of music. So basically, what I love about this system is it's going to incentivize those who are active. And another thing to kind of like note with this as well is, some of the plans that we have when we start is whoever, and I know you guys are a really competitive group, and so whoever maybe gets the first gold place winner in platinum, might get something really, really special. So it's going to make it really fun for us to kind of engage in this. How will mixtapes affect the charts, or will charts become irrelevant? That's a great question, Robot Clinic. And, yeah, something that I actually have planned to address. So let me go through a few more points and I will address that, because that's a really good, like, especially with the track scores and the metrics. Keeps kicking me out, like I can't hear or see anything for more than like 30 seconds. Is anyone else having this issue? Twist, Jolly Fit, Eladrin, can you guys hear well? Is things going good right here? Or is it just Maya? I know Discord sometimes, yeah, there are streaming issues with the video. Okay, that might be wild. Okay, Jolly Fit, I hear well and I see well. Ted, my man, I had that. Cuff can hear you fine. Stable, Jeff said Stable sounds good here. Then you guys are so supportive. I'm a doctor, Jollyfin? What the hell does that mean? Like, fine for me. Get back to your answer, LOL. Yeah, keep having to restart my phone. Maybe that's yeah. Eladrin, I see your question. Let me kind of go through, and then we'll go to the AMA later. So okay, so that's basically how, just an overview for those of you here who are kind of prepared to kind of like learn about mixtape leagues, and once we launch, kind of be ready for when that happens. Now, the second the second point that I want to make and talk about is the music earning portion. So, Eladrin, I am about to kind of address some of your questions around this. So, as you saw, there's when you get a track pack, you'll get non-earning tracks, right? So you can get maybe a bronze track, a base tier track. I think like the highest is the gold, right? So there's basically tiers to a track. The first one is the base tier track. The second, and basically what the tier will do in the mixtape game is the higher the tier, the more points you'll get. That will kind of accumulate in like that ranking that you guys all saw. So the way it's going to work is that the three highest tiers, which is diamond, platinum, and mythical tier, will be earning tiers. And I'm about to break down kind of like how much limits of each tier there will be in the songs and how much earnings there are for this. So the first thing to note is that, once again, base tier track, bronze track, silver, gold, diamond, platinum, mythical. Those are all the tiers, and the top three will earn music. But they will be limited earning, which means as you're playing the game, that's going to make it exciting as well. Because as you're playing the game, and as we scale up, people will essentially be fighting to win those limited earning spots, right? So that's what's going to be really interesting about this game. And so the things to note is, let's start with mythical tier. I'm having issues too. I think it's a Discord problem. Thank you, Sparkle. Yeah. So sorry to everyone who's having issues. I am screen recording, so I will kind of drop this later. And we're gonna have more of these sessions as we're gonna really ramp up the conversations. And I'm really excited. I got some really fun community initiatives for you all once we start mixtape leagues. I mean, you guys saw how lit it was during the playtest, so it's about to get much more fun. So let's break it down. Mythical tier will still have 100 songs as the limit, and they will earn 80% of the song's music. So the way to look at this is diamond and platinum. They're not going to really earn that much music. It's more of like an introductory kind of thing for people to earn small amounts of music and be introduced to the music token. So mythical tier will still have a large portion of the music token. Platinum tier will have 250 songs as the limit, and it'll have 15% of the song's music. Diamond tier will have 500 songs and will have 5% of the song's music. The thing, though, to note about this, right, is because, a good question that people might have is, hey, what if I get a diamond tier track and, I have like I'm the only one that holds a diamond tier track and mythical tier is filled up. Will I receive more music than a mythical tier? The question is no. So we're going to be capping it where essentially, basically we're going to have it where when you cap it, well, we're going to cap it in a way that you can never earn more than a mythical, and any excess music that's had in that pool will go to the platinum and mythical tiers. So if anyone has any questions around that, let me know. But essentially, the main point is that we are not going to be having diamond, platinum. Diamond will not earn ever more than platinum or mythical, and platinum will not earn more than mythical. So key points to really think through. Does anyone have any questions around that? And apologies if anyone's having Just Discord issues. Okay, great. Too many questions, Jolly Fit said. Just so yeah, just let me know if that made sense and if that's clear to you. Maybe I can just put something in writing so things make a bit more sense. But let me just here. Let me. And another thing to note, but this might not happen during launch, and this is really exciting, is that track owners will also no, this part is really exciting that I was really excited to share. But it might not be implemented, once soft launch happens. But track owners will also be getting additional fame with their music. So everyone is about to get more rewards. Does this mean our purchase track so far will be reduced from 100% to 80% earnings? So, in some ways it can, but that's part of the conversation I really want to get down to, because you guys see that we have 100% of a pie, and we distribute it out to different groups, and we can do things in a way where we give more, like there's a lot of conversations to be had around that. But in the launch, yes, that is a possibility. I mean, at the end of the day, if there's more people who buy tracks, if there's more people who get diamond tier, platinum tier, then like mythical tier owners can possibly get less rewards for the most part. But like I mentioned, people are going to be getting additional fame just by owning a track. So that's something really exciting. Will artists need to participate, or could they do well with strong track releases? I'm kind of confused with that question. So artists, like your guys' participation with your fans, I think this is going to make things more exciting for you all to be able to participate with. But yeah, so yeah, just a point to make. Now, key points to make around this thinking too. One thing that I want us to all realize is that in order for us to really win big in this, for the music ecosystem, is we all have to win in a stable way. At the end of the day, if somebody won big right now, right, what's going to happen? They're like like I think people think of dilution at times as a bad thing, but it's not necessarily, right? The more music that's in the more hands of different users is better for the ecosystem, rather than music being held by, a few. Because they ultimately then dictate, how the music ecosystem will happen. I think some people too don't might not understand the nuances of these token ecosystems, and people might have thought that track sales will go forever, but that's just not realistic at the end of the day too. At the end of the day, especially with how everything happened, with this has been kind of like a product that's been around for a long time, and we had some pre-sale element that happened with beams and track and nodes that continue to emit tokens. And I've looked at the data. Every time we have a rise in our token and music, there is a larger amount of music that's sold by track owners and node owners. So I think these are some things to keep in mind. And one of the things that's important is that we all have skin in the game, and we all want, more people to have music. And then, a lot of and at the end of the day, we're still early in Web3 music. And kind of like when it comes to the token stuff, a lot of it does depend on external market conditions at the end of the day. Now, with that being said, we do have, we know how the game's played, and we do have partnerships and artists that we can really utilize to make a bigger noise. But one of the things I think that happens in token ecosystem is that it's such, people can start to panic, but it's just important that we all look towards the long term, and we all focus on the momentum of this at the end of the day. Is there a paper to show artist earnings that you'll be sending out? I am confused. I think you guys already hear artist earnings, no? Robot Clinic? If you're asking about how artists will earn from this, that's going to be like a separate topic that we discuss further down the line. Okay, yeah. So that's gonna be. So I'm like, we're gonna have more because I'm giving you guys so much information, and I could sit here for hours, kind of talking through this. But we're going to release mixtape leagues and then have a lot of these other conversations that I know people will be interested in. So yeah. But once again, I think that's the thing to really recognize is that even like back then, like we looked at the data, a few holders had most of the music, and one user can affect the music ecosystem pretty incredibly. So that's one thing to really look at in some ways is that let's all focus on the fun of the product and the game and focus on onboarding more users and making our foundation more secure before really branching out. Track sales are not ending, no. So, people will still be able to buy tracks for $100. And in fact, in some ways, it might be cheaper to do so. So, track sales are not ending. There's no real change happening yet, but that is something to have a conversation about. Like, as I'm talking about us having conversations around everyone having skin in the game, and that's where I think the disconnect happened with artists. There were artists who were earning like 5 to 6 figures within a year, within our system. And once they kind of saw that fall away, like people have to realize like most of our track sales happen in music and they would get cashed out 70%. So we have to talk about these conversations and, see what's sustainable, and everyone has to have some skin in the game. But, there's no changes at yet happening with that. So it's still something we're discussing, but worth pointing out as we kind of move forward with this conversation. Now, the last thing I want to touch on with you all, and thank you for everybody who stayed put. Let me know if this AMA was helpful, and yeah, just give me insight around how we can make this engaging. I know I went through a lot, so to those who kind of were able to absorb, I really appreciate everybody who kind of stood to kind of check out what's going on. So the last thing I really want to talk through is the date. So mixtape leagues will launch. Mixtape leagues will launch within either next week or the week after. So it's going to be kind of like a fun surprise. Jellyfish. So much jellyfish. Y'all are funny. 10 hours. So you guys, I mean, look, Jollyfit, you've been part. You saw the playtest, man. You saw the cool updates that are happening. There's still some things to kind of work out in the product then to be ready for launch, and we are going to have somewhat of a soft launch to kind of solidify the music base. But one thing that I'm planning to do, and the team is planning to do, is really look into creating incentives for some of the Gala game users to pop in. So I'm already kind of talking to Doug, and we got some cool things planned. We're gonna have like an AMA with Santi in the games Discord, which is gonna be really exciting. So one thing about these kind of token ecosystem Web3 projects is you know we have an advantage of being a strong community, and so I'm gonna need everybody's support in here to spread the word, to let people know the cool things we have coming, and yeah, so definitely looking forward to that. I'm gonna be giving a lot of track packs away in this Discord once we launch very consistently. So it's gonna make things really exciting. On the game side, I'm gonna kind of be, hooking some of these game users in with track packs as well. We've already seen some Gala game users come in through the mix, like Reef, who mentioned that, wow, this is really engaging during the playtest and wanting to kind of stay in the mix within here. So there's going to be a lot of fun in how we do that. The thing though to note is that the last thing to note is um basically the feature that I didn't kind of dive into that I'll go into another day is something called celebrity match. So as I was kind of explaining, there's different ways to rise through the ranks and get points, but it ultimately has to do the track, rating, basically, and that's going to be and to touch on kind of what I think someone else asked earlier is the track rating at the moment will be based off listeners, and there's something cool that we're cooking up which is called like the metric that we're going to be getting from Spotify is not just the listens. It's going to be the momentum. So this is a really interesting concept. So we're going to be tracking the momentum the Spotify listens have. So essentially, we're going to be comparing, how a track does from the baseline. So that means that, somebody who gets a lot of listeners in one day and gets a huge momentum, that track will do extremely well for that day. It's not going to be based off listens because then we felt like it would make the game kind of unfair to those who have a bigger Spotify base. So I think that's going to make the game a bit more fun. And the cool parts too about this is that it's going to be like stack ranked, where it's not. It's like so it's like the top this percentile of people who are doing good with this Spotify momentum will receive kind of this bonus essentially. So hey, what's up, Koei? This is good to see you in the mix, my man. So yeah, a very interesting concept that I'm really looking forward to diving more once we start. But like once again, as you guys can see, based off the 5 tracks that you have within the mixtape game, that's how you accumulate points. And there's also something called harmony boost, where let's say it's like it has to have 5 unique artists. There's like a specific criteria we give to get extra points. The last way to get points is something called celebrity match. Now we're going to be partnering with celebrities where they essentially will be picking 5 tracks that they like, and whoever has those 5 tracks, and it will be like revealed at the end. So whoever has those 5 tracks will get a boost at the end. Now we're not going to implement this in soft launch, and but one of the great things about this feature is, like I was mentioning, when we do partnerships with other artists or celebrities or just like anyone now, because it opens up, like we don't necessarily need to do it with just a musician, right? We can partner with anyone and make a great kind of headline around it. And so this will be kind of like the main mechanism that we can partner with other partners around. So that's another thing to note, is that when this all, I know a lot of people are interested in the partnerships aspects, and when that's happening, look, I'm a part of. I've seen these conversations, and I'm a part of them, and I can't disclose them. Like I can't even hint at what's to come. And I think people don't necessarily know some of the long kind of nuances that happen with these types of projects, especially when we're partnering with, just other people and they have their processes to go through. But some of these conversations that are happening are really exciting. And I know you guys want specifics or whatnot. I can't give you the specifics, but just know that they're very exciting. And I'm not going to even hint when it happens. Like, it's just going to drop. Like that's what's going to be fun about this. So there's not going to be any hints. To those who've been following along, you guys at least can see the team's efforts in terms of what we've been really like just know, you guys know me at this point. Anything that I say, I'm not just like making up. I'm not going to ever try to hype anything just for the sake of it. But there are some exciting things coming, and we obviously want it to be in the best timing, and I think everyone's kind of looking at the crypto market right now and seeing what's happening, with ETH and just some of the news stories around it. So obviously we want our timing to be in the right timing, but there's just so much things that I can't explain why some like it will happen in a certain timing. But just know we've got some good things cooking, and we're really looking forward to that part. And I think that's what makes our product actually pretty exciting, is the natural way we can partner with these bigger partners and artists, or that can really kind of capture people's attention. I think that's the kind of like hidden gem we have, because like Web3 music, I still think it hasn't clicked, and we're still early in the mix. But if we can at least get some just good momentum, people who are actually interested in what's going on, and a story that clicks with people, that catches people's curiosities, then we'll be in a good position. But I know some of y'all, especially our current users, are really interested in that token element. But let's really, in these weeks where we launch mixtape leagues, focus on the product element and focus on how we can make this product better. This will be a work in progress. We'll have continuous conversations with the community on some other ideas that we have around kind of the tokenomics of all of this. So I am really looking forward to that. Work. Now, I appreciate everyone for coming through. Now, the moment has come that you guys are all. So, explain why would it be cheaper to purchase track for $100 than using fame to level up to mythical? So, if you guys see, there's like an average price almost. Like, so it's going to cost 5 cents to spin a wheel, right, Eladrin? So, to get to diamond, it'll be, or diamond and platinum, it's it could be, it's going to be much more expensive to try to reach mythical than diamond and platinum. And obviously there's, maybe you might hit mythical, under $100, but there's also possibility you can hit it over. So, we're still going to be opening it. So it will be possible, but from platinum to mythical, it can only be done with music. So fame will not be allowed to be used from leveling up a track from the track packs from platinum to mythical. But yes, I see Eladra typing. So the time has come though, y'all. I am going to be spinning some wheels. How much music? Yo, Eladra, you gotta like my boy. It's gonna be 5 cents for a spin, my man. It's gonna still be 5 cents for a spin. So I can't give you the exact details. Man, you all make me laugh. All right, so I am going to start spinning some wheels. So to anybody who hasn't already, go to the announcements. If you want to participate, go to the announcements and click on the right emoji to the riddle that I spent. So I wanted a closer group for this too, which is why I didn't make it so specific. And wanted to get the people who have been following along in some of these riddle games that we've been doing. So yeah, so hurry up, y'all, before I'm about to spin the wheel. And everybody keeps picking feet as the answer, which, like, I saw the first person who did it. I just see people changing their answers right now. So, yeah, the answer, whoever chose feet is funny. I kind of want to just let people almost, like, if you got feet, then I kind of want to let it slide, but nah, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so yeah, you have to pick the right answer, y'all. So I'm gonna give it a few more seconds and go to general music, and I am about to spin some wheels. So this, everyone who wins will get 5 track packs. So I'm gonna start the first one, y'all. Crypto line 2. It's thinking. And look, the way the wheels work is it just picks a random winner to anyone who did the emoji. So if you did not pick the right one, then yeah, okay, Eladrin. Eladrin is the first winner. Congrats to Eladrin. I see Jeff Saylor being very supportive. All right, y'all. One more. Y'all are so supportive. I see you, Swiss. Okay, it's thinking. DVM. Let me see if he did the right answer. Otherwise, he will not be getting it. Nope, DVM did not get the right answer, so I will be deleting that. I'm sorry, DVM, for picking feet. I feel bad. All right, I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm going to do one where you guys have to click the emoji on my comment, and then we'll go from there. The wheel of names is thinking. Okay, and then I'm going to say, oh, go to General Music Talk to all of those who are here, and yeah, I'm gonna say, put the Gala music emoji or chance to win track packs. Maya Harlan. Oh, good stuff, Maya. Okay, Maya has won the second one. Okay. Oh man, you guys are like, no, wait a second, it's the wrong one. You guys are so hungry. Okay, this one, you guys are funny as hell. Oh my god, y'all crack me up. Yeah, you guys are some hungry folks. 11. I see. Let me see how much people are on stage. There's 23 people here. Does some people just like not want to play? Like go to the general music talk and where I put the Gala music emoji comments. Let me pin it so people realize. This will be the mechanism that people can win some track packs. Me President Mail. All right, I see 14. I see 15. We'll have like 7 more people in this chat. I'm about to do it though, even if you don't. So, if you guys wanted some cool track packs, we thirsty. Num num. Man, you guys are so funny. All right, so there's 15 people. That's a good amount. I'm going to do it. I'm gonna do it, y'all. So whoever's here just chilling for the sake of chilling. Hey, shout out to y'all. Are track packs transferable? So at the moment, I think at soft launch it won't be. Oh wow, Maya, good stuff. But in the future we will be. Another important concept too is that after soft launch, people will be able to burn tracks for fame. So yeah. So it's gonna people will be able to. We'll have a burn mechanism for tracks in place. Okay, I'm taking you to AC with me. Oh, my end, no cuffed. I know. I saw it was very close to you, cuffed. Ted Kennedy. Oh, that's my boy. Hey, Ted, I just want to give you a shout out for your positivity, my man. Like it makes me happy every time I see you put an emoji in the track announcements and the songs that you share. So you've been such a great presence in this Discord, my man, and I really want to give you a shout out to that, man. I love having you within this community. So big shout out to Ted. Okay, let's spin a bit more. I can't get ahead of myself, otherwise I'll spend like 100 of these. And remember, you guys see this cool, fun game that we're all playing, y'all? I'm gonna be spinning hella tracks every week, every day once we start mixtape leagues. So I just want y'all to comprehend how exciting and how much energy there's gonna be in this Discord. Like, you guys know my addiction to this wheel at this point. I'm doing this for me. It is gonna be kind of some work having to send it out to all the various people, but it's worth it. Okay, Jay Z Crypto. Oh, Jay Z Crypto. It's good to see you back in the mix, my man. I need to see you more though. I haven't seen you in some time, so I need you to come back more into the mix, my man. All right, I'm spinning more. Man, my boy Ted Kennedy, you already know. Nah, I got love for all of, honestly, everyone here. Like, this is such a fun community to be a part of. Y'all make me laugh every day. Oh, AC. So that's my wife. So shout out to my wife for winning track packs. Shout out to her. I did not rig it. Oh wait, I forgot to add myself in. Dang. Damn, no wonder something felt missing. So I remember if it lands on me, it's a respin. AC going to AC. Yeah, shout out my wife in the building. That's I'm a married man. Jolly Fit. Okay, we got my boy Jolly Fit. I got to shout out Jolly Fit too, man. You crack me up, man. You got such a funny sense of humor, man. Like I love having you every day, just asking. I know you're missing your road to fame, and your mystery boxes, but just know that everything's coming. Wait, I'm not in there. Robot Clinic. Do you see the comment that says put the Gala music for a chance to win track packs? Because you did not click it. You see, you guys got to pay attention. I see 16 people who clicked it, including me. So, to anyone who's not, I've done like five. What are you, five? What are you talking about? Look, okay. Let me reply to it. Someone help me reply to it so we can get Robot Clinic in this game. At Robot Clinic. Yes, thank you, Ted Kennedy. Exactly. Check the pins. Exactly, Jeff. Al Pachern. Then that means you're not. You see, y'all were just sitting around, you know, being happy and not even realizing y'all aren't participating. Thank you, Maya. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys like 5 seconds to figure this out because, like, I still don't think you guys have figured it out, even though we linked it. I clicked emoji. I think you clicked the wrong one, Al Pachern. Not the one right above it. The one where it literally says put the Gala music emoji. There you go. There you go, my boy. Or no, that was Robot Clinic. Al Pachern, I still don't see you. Look at the comment right below the one you put. Whatever, Robot. Man, my boy always got them funny jokes. Okay, let's see if Al Pachern. I clicked all of them but that. Okay, there you go, my boy Al Pachern. You did it. There you go. Okay. Now let me spin this wheel. Everyone check to make sure your name's on it. Hey, it's good to see you, Al Pachern. I need to see you more in the mix as well, my man. Maya Harlan. Dang, Maya. Honestly, though, you've been giving some really good energy to the Discord, so you deserve these wins. I'm proud of. I think a lot of the community members have seen you consistently showing up as an artist and spreading positivity. So just want to shout you out as well. I want to shout everyone. I could give everyone an individual shout out here because you guys are all so awesome and amazing. President Mao, President Mao makes me laugh so hard every freaking day, and he's one of the most active people always. So I got to give a shout out to my boy President Mao as well. Bankrupt. Okay, cuffed. Damn, man. I think okay. I'm gonna have to stop spinning at some point, y'all. So let me see. How much did I spend? One, two, three, four, five. All right, let me just spin it before I count. I don't need a one, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I did 10. Damn. Sheesh. Alpha Hey, you guys are peer pressuring me at this point. Spin 5 more. Y'all are addicted to this as me. Damn, you can stop when I want. Damn it, nobody has left from this Discord stage. Y'all are funny as fuck. Man. Yeah. Did I do 5 more? I was gonna do 10 and we're already at 10. Alright, I'll do 5 more. I'll do 5 more, y'all. I'll do 5 more. Man, I'm gonna have to. So everybody who won as well, remember that you guys will get your track packs once we launch mixtape leagues, and you guys have to like reach out to me and like DM me the screenshot of you winning, um, so that I could like keep track and say the prize you won. So do that for me. Everyone here is winning 5 track packs, and maybe in the last one I'll give someone 20. Good morning. Afternoon for me. Hey, let's go. All right, so that the 20 track packs was actually right there. So I win 20 track packs, y'all. I appreciate everyone for playing. No, I'm messing. It's a respin if I do it. So we're gonna do 5 more. So it makes the game fun. Oh, y'all are so sweet with your little emojis. Yeah! Oh, my man Jeff. Good to see you, my man. Shout out to Jeff too. Yo, Jeff is such a good guy. Like, I got so much love for Jeff. I want to see you back more in the mix though, Jeff. You know, you kind of. I know you've probably been wait and see attitude, and you got some, uh, yeah. Like I feel like a lot of people are having a wait and see attitude, but once we start mixtape leagues, y'all, I want everyone to be here and just having fun. Let's at least have fun. That's at the minimum. We'll have a lot of fun in this Discord. Yeah, Jeff Seller is definitely OG and someone I really appreciate. My boy Jolly Fit. Damn, I could feel everyone's like tension and wanting to win. Hold on, let me check these comments. Oh, no one's commenting there yet. Okay, cuffed. My man cuffed. Ooh, okay, this is getting kind of intense, y'all. Okay. Dang, I did 15. I did 13. 14. Two more, two more. Okay, this last one I'm gonna give 20. Jay-Z Crypto. Okay, this last one right here. This is the last one, and I'm gonna give 20 track packs to whoever wins this one. Let me. Somebody, hey Jollyfit, can you do me the one with the dog where it's like the drum roll? Someone give me that meme of the drum roll. Someone do a drum roll. 20 for this one, exactly, Jeff. There you go, Maya. I appreciate that. Okay. There you go, my boy Swiss. I appreciate that. All right, drum roll, y'all. There you go, cuffed. Let me get 2 more people doing a drum roll and I'll drop it. 2 more people, 2 more people. This is hilarious. Y'all are so funny. There you go, Carlton. Oh, hey! I have dropped it. Dark magic. Oh crap! Oh crap! Who's gonna Swiss? Swiss deserves it. Swiss is OG. Hey, Swiss, my man. Nah, I appreciate Swiss as well. One thing I really appreciate about Swiss is that every time he gives some good insight or his perspective, he always looks at the big picture element, right? Like the thing about this ecosystem is that obviously there's different people who will want to, and there's nothing wrong with that, but people will want to advocate kind of for their interests at the end of the day, and that's what's the difficulty of having a system like this where we need to make everyone have like win-win-win-win situations, right? And what I love about Swiss is every time he brings up an issue, it's something that is for the whole community and for everyone's interest. Like he's looking at the big picture thing. So just know to everyone is in the community that I'm always going to listen to good perspectives and do my best to help run down and make sure that it gets addressed. Thank you, Carltoon. Thank you, Cuff. Yeah, thank you everyone for coming through. And so yeah, no, I appreciate Swiss for always bringing just a good perspective to the mix in the community. And yeah, but I also too, it was funny because I was talking to President Mao about this. But I know too sometimes people want to do these pressure tactics within the discords or try to campaign. Hey, just know that none of that will ever affect me. If you guys just bring a good perspective respectfully, I'm already probably trying to find a good solution for it. So, none of y'all's pressure tactics campaigns will ever work on me. Just want to make that clear. Because yeah, at the end of the day, like, for me, they're like I'm telling you, every time someone brings an issue or something they advocate, I get DMs for people who advocate for the different side, right? Like DSPs same thing. You know, not everyone's as vocal in here, and so I'm not going to be relying on who is the loudest. I'm going to be relying on who makes a good point. That's always going to be how I am. I'm going to look at things in a fair way. I'm not actually for anyone's interest either. I want everyone to win in a fair way, because that's the path to sustainability and a long-term plan at the end of the day, with all of this. So that's where I kind of like to advocate for, and I'm always going to try to do things in a fair way for the most part. So thank you, Jay Z Crypto. It was great to have you in the mix. So man, yeah, I'm glad everyone came through. I think Jaehoon, you are literally the best. That's, oh man, I appreciate y'all. So I got a lot of love for y'all, and appreciate everybody who came through to listen. There's a lot I addressed, so we're gonna have more of these. And to those who are active, and to those who the OGs, but now, like, I feel like we're creating like our own base now, and I want all the OGs to come back, and anyone who supported heavily, I'm always gonna have love. But we are gonna have some type of like roundtable session where you guys will get to speak in as well. So you know, I've been kind of talking with the button pusher, aka President Mao, and we're going to be having something where you know, because there's so much conversations to be had, but we needed to launch mixtape leagues so everybody sees the vision, and then we can like address all these different points, right? Like tokenomics, you know, with nodes, some of these legacy products, like there's just so much to talk through that I think it made more sense to talk it after we have the bigger picture item. So this was so fun. I'm so happy I made it. Thanks for having me. I have so much love for all you guys. Hey, I appreciate you, Maya. Anyways, once again, thank you all for coming through, and always a great time to be here with y'all. And we will talk soon, y'all. Thanks, y'all. I am ending it. Peace.